Hi, friends. It's me, Sabrina Kathleen, here, the little wellness warrior. I think that's kind of cute, the little wellness warrior, because I am little, right? But I'm mighty in spirit. Um, so I've had everything possible to get in my way and hinder me to come and share with you guys for the past few days, and I don't want to let that continue. So as I'm sitting out here and enjoying my outside weather, cold air, but it's just actually just being outside and feeling it. It is colder, but I've got a blanket on and I'm bundled up, so I still get the fresh air and I get to hear the birds chirp and the leaves fall and the rain drop when it drops. Um, and people burning whatever they're burning, just the different things, the traffic roll by, all of it. I like to appreciate that. I enjoy it. I like watching the sky change. I like hearing the birds squawk, whatever it is. If you can relate to being outside and getting that outdoor adrenaline, vibey, whatever it is, reviving, charging, it fills me. It fills my soul. So hopefully it does you too. So that's why I'm out here so much. It's because I prefer it. I prefer to be outside than inside with like the TV or something buzzing in my ear. I'd much rather hear this. And so I come outside to read and study. And excuse me as I try to get myself positioned here, get a little bit more comfortable. As you know, I've been struggling with this fun back issue of mine, but I'm not letting it get me down because I don't believe in letting things like that get you down. It's just pain, right? So, just struggle, just pain. Everybody's got something, so I totally believe that. If you can attest to that, then say, yeah, I believe it too. If you're going through something hard, I think we all are going through something hard, and I think a lot of the times people don't recognize, hi, don't recognize that people are struggling. A lot of people can put on good masks and just go through it. And me, I have a knack of putting a smile on things, and it's like, okay, not a problem here. If you can relate to that, putting a mask on of all is good, add a little me too in the comments. So anyways, what I wanted to share with you today is I am a warrior. I have been a warrior, put a mask on it and never let anybody know what was going on. And I refuse to do that anymore. I have taken my mouth plate off. For the longest time, I've kept my mouth shut about it because I was always told, you don't talk about things like that. You don't talk about things that are bothering you. Or what was even the point of discussing things? Because some people, the magnitude of what you're going through, they couldn't even understand or comprehend or want to know, or it's just too much for some people. So if you can relate to that, do that, in the comments too, that you can relate. So my point was, I wanted to share with you through my struggles, because I believe everybody is struggling. I've seen it in one way or another, even if it's not a health struggle. It could be a mental struggle, or somebody that struggle, or any kind of situation, financial situation, or anyhow. But today, through mine, I always like to find the brighter side. And with that, I was reading from my devotionals, and it was talking about having the right attitude. So no matter what you're going through, always have the right attitude. And that's what I've always tried to do, and I encourage you to do too, is to, it's not having a mask just to like pretend like everything's okay, but you can make things okay, right? You can choose how you're going to decide to react to things. Are you gonna respond, or are you gonna react? For a long time, I was trapped in the reaction zone and wasn't able to respond, and I never liked that about myself. So I had to really go deep and figure out what in the world is going on. What is triggering you so much that you react instead of being able to respond in kindness and in love the way that I want to respond? So I've worked on it. And I'm getting much better. I'm sure I'm not perfect yet. I don't strive for perfection, because that's unobtainable, but I will strive for my best always, and then learn from it. Look at me, 2 pins again. Learn from it as I go. So anyways, today they were talking about from pit to palace. And as you see, I've got like 3 different books open on my lap. But it was really cool, because it was talking about how Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers from the jealousy. And it was saying that how we're always going to have these tests in our life. There's always going to be Satan who wants to bring us to the pit. So always know it, always expect it. That's what I was saying. Not that I'm a negative Nelly, by any means, but you should always expect trouble. That's why I said new level, new devil, because no matter where you're at, there's always going to be a trial, because you're going to have to go through that trial to get to the next level of ascension or heaven or whatever it is that you're going for, your next level. You get it? Here, hang on. I could buy some food. I can't eat enough food, but I can drink it. So I do. Excuse me. Yeah. So anyways, it says that even though that Joseph was sold into the pit and as a slave, that no matter where he was as a slave, he always had favor. So God always gave him favor. Everything turned out. So kind of, you can look on your own life and look and find the blessings in your life and see where God blessed you, where he's always brought you through it, where it's always happened the way it should be, because it does always unfold, and it's always it's time. It always has its perfect way. So the main lesson here is to have the right attitude. The right attitude, a person can start in the palace and end up in a pit. Some, it seems, have great opportunities given to them, and they do nothing with their lives. Do you know anybody like that? And then while others who get a very bad start in life overall, while others who get a very bad start in life overcome all obstacles and succeed. One of these days I'm going to overcome dyslexia. It just makes it interesting, right? Anybody else have dyslexia? But the fact is, where are you going to be? You're going to start at the palace and end up in the pit because of your own way of thinking and trapping yourself in that crap. Or are you going to be in the pit and just always see the best, and then, eventually end up in the palace? So, it's your choice. That's the freedom of choice right there. That's your free will. You get to choose the hell you live in. And your hell is in between your ears, which is in your thought, which is, so what are you going to do? I want to help give you boundaries. I want to help you in your garden. I want you to know the difference between your weeds and your seeds. And those are in your thinking. So how are you thinking? What are you thinking about? Our purpose here is to learn and to grow and evolve, right? So we're always getting lessons. It's not really a new lesson, though. It's always the same lesson over and over and over again. Just somebody else is saying it differently. What resonates with you? What are you going to take in? What are you going to listen to? What are you going to meditate on? And what are you going to put in practice? Because if you don't put your knowledge in practice, what good is it? It's just like the pen and the ink that it's on the paper. It's not going to do you any good. Our point in life here is to take the knowledge that we have in life and use it. Use it as our tools. That's what it is. It's a tool. It's been given to you for a reason. Hi, Michael. Use the tools that are given to you. Use the knowledge, that's the beauty of it. That's as we get stuff, as we get knowledge, we get to upgrade our information, just like our computers, our phones, all of it. That's the reason why information comes to you, is you get to get them information. You get to turn it over. You get to think for yourself. You get to ask questions and find out, does it sit with you? And does it resonate with you? Is this something that makes you aware? Hi, sweetheart. Don't just take information and say, oh, yeah, and stick it on the shelf, because what good is that? It doesn't do you any good to collect books if you're not going to do, if you don't know anything that's in the book. So what? You got dusty old books on the shelf. DFD, you can throw them at somebody when they come at you, right? Because you don't have the knowledge that you should have used from them. The point of a book is to read it, to use it, to write in it, to earmark it, to share it with people, right? To learn from it, to grow from it. And then once you've done everything that you can, you pass pass it on, you know. That's what I did. My little devotions here, I'm studying, right? And it triggered me and it gave me ideas. And so I'm sharing with you. And hopefully, you know, it triggers you. It gives you guys something. And you can share with somebody else a little nugget. Like, you know, what is it? What is it that you're growing in your garden? Your life is your garden. And your garden is in your brain. And so what are you thinking about? What are you speaking about? What are you bringing about? What are the things that you have in your life that are materializing? And why is that? What are you feeding? Are you feeding your weeds? Or are you feeding your flowers? What is it that you're growing? Are you growing nourishment that you can feed people? Or do you have more toxic crap coming out of your garden that's poisoning people? We got enough toxic, poisonous crap out there in the environment. We don't need any more of it. That's useless. That's not what we're here for. We are here to heal and to love and to grow and to share and to spread wisdom and to ascend and to get wiser. And right? Otherwise, it's pointless. We don't need any more trash, right? I'm saying not that anybody's trash by all means, but we don't need to think trash. We don't need to grow trash. We don't need to spread trash. Let's squash the trash. Throw it. Let's use the trash for fertilizer, okay? That's what it's made for. Garbage, fertilizer. You know, the excrements. The same thing we do with the information. Same thing we do with the food. You take what's important, right? You eat the things that's going to fuel you, your soul, your mind, your body, your spirit, whatever it is that needs mending. It all needs to be taken care of, you know, the mind, body and soul. But I'm thinking of the gut-brain axis too, right? So you have your head brain, your heart brain, your stomach brain, you know, and then all of your alignment. Everything's got to line up. It's got to be so that we can breathe and we can be one, you know. We're not separate from everything. We're not separate from each other. We're not separate from the universe, you know. It is us. People get upset because there's people that want to fight for the earth, and there's other people that don't think that the earth is important, not recognizing it all the time that, you know, you guys, we are one another. We are brothers and sisters. We are the planet is us. So let's just love on each other, love on ourselves, take time to set our own personal boundaries, to know what we're going to keep in our life, what we're going to take care of in our life, right? So we can stay focused on our priorities, because you have to have a goal, and you have to take care of yourself, and you have to fill your cup. You know, you have to be nourished, and you have to be good and wise in order to share. Otherwise, you're spewing garbage, and we don't need any more of that. Let's turn the garbage off. Let's be done with the garbage, right? Down with the garbage! If you can agree with that, give me hearts and thumbs and stuff. So anyways, I just want you guys to be conscious, aware gardeners when you are out there and when you're gardening, and the things that are coming out of your mouth and the things that are even getting in your eyes. What are you sticking in your mouth and in your eyes when you're studying and when you're thinking? Who are you fueling your cup with? Are you fueling your cup with garbage that's only going to give you anxiety and drama, that's not feeding and fueling your vision? Where do you want to go in life? Where do you want to be? Do you want to live in misery, or do you want to live in beautiful, flourishing flowers? I'm living in flower zone, people. That's where I'm going. My body might have a little healing to do right now, but that's cool. It is healing. It is so strong, and it is magnificent, and so are you. And I've got this. I'm not worried about it. So it's just a matter of process. And you know, I'm so glad that it's a little, not that I'm glad, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing that I'm down, because now I get to study more. I was always saying, when am I going to get to read my books or write and stuff like that? Well, you know what? I can do it right now. So I can't be up and running around, because my body says, you know what, right now we need to mend. And I'm going to respect that. I'm going to respect the fact that it needs something. And there's something else. Oh, there goes another book I wanted to share with you. I want you to know that you've got everything you need inside you. You know, God has given us everything that we need. The whole God Almighty in Genesis, it talks about this morning, I read that Almighty means more than enough. More than enough. Ooh, it just fired me up. So when we says that we have not because we ask not. And when we ask, we have to ask confidently, aggressively, and respectfully. Because everything is ours. He's already given it to us. He says, expect great things to have with expectancy. Amen. 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 So you need to believe and breathe and bring about. So think about your seeds and what you're planting, what you're growing, what you're thinking. Where's your vision? And if you are having difficulty getting your vision, if you've had something on your vision board forever and you're not getting there, let's talk about that. Okay, message me. Let's talk about that. Let's talk more. We're meant to be growing, and as a collective, we can raise society to where it needs to be. I know that it looks sad and scary right now, but don't buy into that vision. It's a trap. It's garbage. Okay, it's the garbage. It's the Roundup that they've been spraying, right? So we don't need any more of that. What we need is the beautiful stuff now. Okay, we've got enough of that crap. Let's start putting the good stuff in. Let's make sure we've got more good stuff than the bad stuff. So let's start spreading and watering the good stuff. So find your intention, because your intention is where the magic happens. So make sure that you surround yourself with the people and the places and the projects that are going to make the love grow. That's going to fire up the good thing. That's going to ignite this fire and wake people up and let them know, hey, you guys, it's okay. We don't have to live there. Wake up. Let's quit buying the crap. Okay? Because we don't need to buy into the fact that we are lack or we are less or we need of anything. We are almighty. He lives in us, and we are everything that we need. We've got everything that we need. We don't need anything that they're marketing to us. We don't need toxic cosmetics to make us beautiful. We don't need to buy their whatever it is they're selling. We don't need it. We don't need tooth whitener. I probably can, but you know what? Peroxide will work. Baking soda will work. There's other things, lemon juice. There's things that will work that I don't have to go out and buy poisonous stuff. You know, I tried to buy it. I'm saying that because I bought some charcoal toothpaste, thinking that it was good with bamboo toothbrush and everything, thinking ooh, because those are all those feely good words, right? Those are the things that they get us in there thinking, ooh, all natural, because that's what we want. We want that. People want that. And so they're marketing to us about that. But then you look at it for real and it's not really there. Like my toothpaste, I turned it around and I looked at it once it was here because I didn't see the ingredients online. Once I got it back home and I went to open it and I looked, it had petrochemicals and shit in it that it said, there I go with my mouth again. It said it didn't have it. It said it didn't have something else on the front. So I've got to call Amazon. But that's a pain in my side when stuff, because I've got other things to do. So, you know, just be honest. That's all I want. People to be honest and be integrity and have accountability and, you know, do what you say and don't get caught up in the ego, because we've got everything that we need, right? There's enough ego out there in the world, and that's really sad. So let's just shine and let's just be ourselves, and let's not have to worry about the envy and competition and any of that. Let's just know that we are full and we are complete, and we have joy already, and let's just fill in on that. And there was something else I was going to share with you. Is it in this book? Because, oh, yeah, I think so. See, this was September again. See, September. It's the 16th, but it said November because it was the 6th. I thought it was September, if you can follow me. I'm sorry. But it was talking about stepping in the right direction. And it was awesome because it was talking about having the right attitude and focusing on self. And it was talking about how the way of the world right now is everybody focuses on themselves. And how it's selfish, and how when it's selfish, then that's people, they're stuck in misery. They're more selfish than ever, and then they're dissatisfied. He says God's work, he says, is to genuinely love one another, and to love people. So you need to take care of yourself, and then you turn around and you see what you can do. You know, the best thing, I love loving on people. I love being able to help everybody or anybody, because it makes me feel better, and lifts me up. It gives you endorphins, and there's I already told you about all the blessings. In fact, I'll do another posting on all the scientific blessings you get from helping people. But it's talking about here doing it in your own family, right? So you want to change the world, start in yourself, start in your family, your little cosm there, and then it goes further and further and further, right? So here God says, it says, he instructs, you know, that we may make some sacrifices, but we're going to have the kind of joy that cannot be found anywhere except in the center of God's will. So I ask you, how much joy, how much have you done for others today? You know, it asks to find out what people need and what you can do for them, what you can provide for them, what service how can you lift somebody up? I love loving on people when I go out, even if it's a small way. Maybe you don't have much to give or you don't think, but even a smile, giving somebody a smile that's got a frowny face. There's so many frowny faces, it makes me sad. So I like to, it reminds me of kindergarten or Head Start or wherever it was, is turn that frowny upside down, and you know. So I always do the frowny upside down challenge to see if I can make somebody smile. I know it's corny, but you know what? It's my amusement. So get your kicks however you want, right? But start your own family. So go in and find, like my husband and what they do with the making, they're spending their time. They love that so much, and I love hearing them laugh. And they like to have Daddy home and make breakfast, and he loves to make breakfast, and that's so cool. And they like their quiet time, and so then they do this, and so it's cool. It works. But what can you do? What can you do? Find out what you can do to bring others happiness, and it's really cool. So I'm jumped off the train here, but let me see. It says, how well do you even know the people of your own family, right? So maybe that's how I got derailed here. So it says, take a step toward love today and love one another tomorrow. And as you press, you'll be happier all the time. So they were talking about, it just made me think of serving others, and I just love that. So it just kind of all goes together, right? So if you have your boundaries, you know where you are, you know your garden, you know if you're planting weed or seed, and choose your time. What are you going to have? What are you fueling yourself with? What are you fertilizing yourself in your garden with? Is it nutritious, or is it crap? So what you put in is what you're going to get out. And if you want to have a bountiful garden to be able to feed others, then hopefully you're fueling it with only good stuff. Did I get it across? Hopefully I did. So anyways, I wish you so much love and so much blessings. And I just really wanted, there's so much I want to talk to you about, but I could stay on all day, and I didn't really want to. But I just think that, if we come together and, we really harness in on the power that we have, the power that we have in our brain and in our heart and in our mind, that we already have God and given to us. So it's a matter of what we're thinking about. You heard what you think about, what you think about, you bring about. So what are you really focusing on? What are you thinking of? What is your vision? What is your plan? And how are you getting there? A lot of people say, oh, I wish. But you got to put a lot of backbone into that wishbone too, because things aren't going to just be handed to you. If they are, what good is it? I don't know. I don't want anything handed to me. Do you really enjoy anything I can't speak. Do you really enjoy anything that has just been handed to you? Or is it, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit immediate gratification. I really like seeing the fruits of my labor. Tasting something that I grew, or seeing something get finished. And I don't know. I like that. What do you like? Instant food? It doesn't matter. No judgment here. I just wanted to give you tools. So hopefully, so you know a little bit of what's going on, right? So this is what's going on. We're gardeners in life. We're always going to be gardening. We're always going to have problems. And that's the beauty of it, though. The problems, the dark spots, garden through it. You got to plow up some dirt, right? To plant that garden. And sometimes it's going to ruffle feathers, and sometimes there's things that need to be tossed out to make room for the new stuff. Sometimes things that you plant didn't grow, or maybe it turns out you didn't even like those things. You thought that that's what you wanted, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's not really what I wanted. That's okay. Rip it out. Start up. Toil the soil again, right? Add new stuff. Sometimes your tastes change, and that's great, because as the cleaner your system gets, the more fine-tuned you get, sometimes when I was trying to figure out what exactly was going on with me, what was Sabrina all about, because I had all these things, all this vision, all these things I like, all these things that I'm attracted to. But just because I'm attracted to something, does that necessarily mean that that's what I'm about? Right? So I had to think about, what am I really about? And in order for me to really figure out what I was about, I had to figure out all the things that I wasn't about. So maybe you haven't thought about it like that, though. So a lot of times, in order to figure out what you want, you really have to ask yourself, what is it that I don't want? Maybe, because you might think, I want it all. Maybe you do think you want it all, but when it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, you get a choice. Totally jumped me off my track. But we have a choice of what we're going to do with our life. Choice of how we're going to act or react. Choice of what we're going to work on. Choice of where we're going to be stuck. Choice if we're going to grow. Right? It's your choice. Nobody's going to do it for you. And if you're waiting for somebody to do it for you, I'm sorry, sweetheart, it's not going to happen. You'll get teased. You're going to get a bunch of appetizers. You're going to get a bunch of those little sample packets. And the sample packets are good, aren't they? You can try to collect a whole bunch of sample packets, but it's really so much better once you figure it out yourself. Because there's more on the other side of that sample packet. There's better stuff on the other side. There really is. There's a lot. There's so many yummy things. So many mind-blowing things. It's really freaking awesome. So, I don't know. I don't know how long I've been going on. I don't have a little clock. I want to wrap it up. I don't want to stay too long. So, anyways, hopefully I said what I wanted to say. I just want you to know that your knowledge is only as good as the paper it's written on if you don't put it to use. So, make sure you utilize the tools that you're given and grow, because otherwise you're just sitting there stagnant like mold, fungus. And bacteria is good, or bacteria can be bad. So which kind of bacteria do you want to be? Bringing it back to the gut, right? All right, my lovelies. Humanity is ascending. It's our job, okay? Because look at the way the planet's going. The planet is us. The earth is not separate. It's us. So if you're not happy about it, do something about it. It starts with you. Your own little microcosm, your own little garden, your own little petri dish, right? Okay. I love you. Super dues. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for my hearts. Hint, hint, hint. Okay. I love you. I hope you have an awesome day. I hope something helped you. If it did, pass it on, please. Share this video, like Vinny would say. Like, subscribe, and share. Right? Okay, that's for when I add this to YouTube. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon. All right, toodaloo. Have a good day. Happy Saturday. 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 Whoop, whoop for Saturday. Yeah, I know. My husband would say, you didn't need to go there. But yes, I did. Okay, so there. There it is. I hope you're in a musical nut like me. Okay. Love. Toodles. Bye.